Ladies and gentlemen, today I am actually in Missouri. Do you say Missouri or Missouri?
Depends what part of Missouri you're from. Down here it's Missouri.
Okay, so we are in Missouri and I'm speaking with Scott Phelps. Scott, tell everybody exactly where we are right now.
We are on Table Rock Lake, the James River arm, southwest Missouri.
Okay, and why am I speaking with you today?
Because I am self-employed and I'm going to try and inspire some people to do their thing in life and not work for somebody else, but do what you love.
And you know what? I love that so much. And I know we had to kind of track you down because you're like, there's nothing special about me. What? And I said to you, you know, the goal for us traveling the 50 states right now is to inspire people to live a life they love. And when I said to you, what is your passion? You said, I love my life. That's it. So
Yep.
you don't realize how special that is.
Well, it's not about the money for me. It's just about enjoying every day.
We're on this lake. It is absolutely gorgeous. Table Rock Lake is
is.
gorgeous.
We grew up vacationing on Table Rock Lake. That's how I know about it. From Iowa, which is,
What part of
doesn't have a
Iowa?
lot of scenic. I lived all over Iowa.
Because my husband is from Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah, he's from Des Moines.
Okay. Yeah. And my family, a lot of my family lives around Des Moines. So, but this is where we would come to vacation, and we've since my whole family is retired or not retired, and we're down here somewhere. We love it.
Okay, so what does a normal day look like for you?
It's about 15 hours.
Which, you know, most people would say, oh, you love your life,
Yeah.
and it's a 15-hour day.
Yeah.
However, I do know when you would like a nice cold beer, you go grab one.
Well, yeah.
That's a benefit.
No, I have freedoms. I don't have a boss.
Right?
I do what I want when I want, but
Yep.
work ethic is important. You have to be self-motivated.
Yep.
You have to be willing to work for nothing sometimes to, get the benefits of it.
And that was kind of a conversation you and I had also, because I was
Yes.
laughing knowing that, my husband and I are funding this trip that we're on.
Okay.
And so working for free, but that's when you know that it's truly a passion, right?
That's right. Well, I did a lot of years of working for somebody, then working to get away from that. So I would spend nights till midnight doing anything I could to escape.
What did you used to do when you
I
worked for
did
somebody?
11 years of Hy-Vee food store out of the Midwest, and it was a grind, and I didn't have a life. And at the end of that, when I decided to make a change, I decided I was going to do something I enjoyed.
And you know what? That's what I think about too all the time. Like you just said, that was the grind. You didn't have a life, but here you are. You're working 15 hours a day. Some people would say, "Well, wait a minute. That sounds like a grind. How do you have a life now compared to then?" What would you
For me,
tell
I'm a
them?
nature lover. I love being outside. I love being hands-on. In a grocery store, you're trapped. You're in brick walls. You don't see nothing, and I have to be. I love nature.
So even though
So-
you're working, you're saying this is work. This is my job, but
Right.
I'm living when I'm doing it.
I love the physical aspect of it. So, between the physical and being in the nature setting, that's what I've done for 30 years.
So you have 2 marinas, and then
Yes.
you also have dock services, right?
There's 3 of us brothers involved in this, and we partnered up because we all have different role plays, and it took a lot of money to do these 2 marinas. So two of my brothers are the bottom line of this marina, and I'm the hands-on, I'm the grunt, which I love being. So
Such a gift in your life.
it's sweat equity.
I like it. So what would you say that your greatest challenge was that you had to overcome? Because I know I have listeners out there right now and they're hearing what you're saying and they are connecting to what you're saying. But they're like, they're talking themselves out of it. And you had challenges.
Oh yeah, you can't give up. You gotta set your goals, and you gotta grind away until it might take years to make it happen. But this business wasn't that way. I've lost 3 businesses before I ever got here. So you learn as you go. You go broke, you think it's the end of the world, but it actually turns out to be the thing that takes you to the next step.
Because you learned great lessons.
You learn lessons, and you learn that it doesn't matter if you're $10 broke or $1 million broke. Broke is broke. So then you don't get scared to go deep.
Well, and they say that every successful entrepreneur, every successful successful business person has failed multiple times first.
I failed multiple times.
What do you think that you've learned most about yourself through that?
I'm pretty humble. I've been humbled.
Why? How are you humble? What humbled you?
I don't know. I don't know what the answer to that is.
Failure?
Well, failure
Know it-
humbles you. Oh, yeah.
Exactly, like
Yeah.
knowing that you could lose it all maybe?
Oh, yeah. I mean, when you lose it all, you don't just lose your business. I've lost a wife. I've lost, a life basically that I thought was going to be the rest of my life. Been brokenhearted. It all comes from, just the stress and the money. The first business I took on myself lasted about 4 years. And at the end of that business, I was in debt, getting a divorce. Thought it was the end of my life. I really did.
Cost you your life, cost you your
yeah.
life.
Yeah. And literally I went to the bar for 2 weeks and drank, thinking that, and then one morning I woke up and realized that it's just time to get started again and go. Because I had this thing in the back of my head about going to Alaska, and when you have nothing tying you down, that's easy. And I woke up and I said, I'm going to Alaska. And that's how I ended up there.
So you went
So-
up there.
Spent 20 years to the day. Best 20 years ever. It was great. So the worst thing in my life that ever happened turned out to create the best thing in my life that ever happened.
And that's something that I think we hear about so frequently, but when you're going through it, it's hard to see.
Oh, you can't see it when you're going through it. You just have to know that you got to stay open-minded and positive and move forward, because you learn and you move on, and it gets better.
How did this business enrich your life?
Mainly I love people, and I know a lot of people from this business. So I'm very social. I love the social part.
So you know what, here's the thing, Scott, I always tell my listeners, I say, you need to envision something for yourself first, explore what it would take to make it happen, and then execute a plan, take a step. What kind of advice would you have for them to get them going?
I would say do exactly what you say, but keep an open door, because about the time you got a plan in place, that's when something else comes in front of you and it turns out to be maybe a better opportunity, and take that, be ready to change direction. As long as you're staying positive and trying to make something happen, you can make all the plans you want, but something else is probably going to happen rather than your exact plan.
And what's beautiful about it though is you're saying be receptive, open the door, see it, get out there, look at, wait
Yep.
for it, look for it,
Yep.
and then grasp it. And
Yep.
even if it's not the initial picture.
That's right.
Well, I'm going to tell you, we're just having a fabulous time here. And I know you have the Hideaway Grill here. The barbecue sandwich was amazing.
They do
the
a good
Gonzo
job.
burger,
Yeah.
outrageous.
And they're subcontractors. They're in there doing their thing, and good food draws people. So we're glad to have them, and we don't get so hungry because, as you can see, there's no place to eat around here other than right there.
This is all you need.
That's all you need.
Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thank you. Enjoyed it.
Thank you.
You bet.
That was awesome. See? It's all good.
And I talk to you, 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 and we love, and we hate, and we demonstrate. We try to relate. This is my breakthrough. Whoa. Said now, this my breakthrough. Whoa. Oh man, this my breakthrough.